Hey, what's going on, everyone? I know it's been about 2 months since I made a video, but in the meantime, I've been training and I've learned a lot of new things and I'm excited to share with you. So recently I've been training with heart rate training and becoming a fat adapted runner. And the reason why I decided to change my training philosophy, where I was just kind of doing the typical, you do your easy days and then you might do a tempo workout once a week and then maybe some intervals and a long run on the weekend, right? The standard marathon training approach. And I came across this guy named Phil Maffetone, and this guy is like the shaman. Like, once I started consuming all of his content and all of his interviews on the Extra Milers podcast by Flores Gehrman, man, I realized I was doing everything wrong. Like, everything. So if you watch my previous videos or know me personally, you know that I was a 400-meter hurdler. I was always a sprinter. I played soccer, and basically I was all about speed and power, right? And when you're doing that, you're training your anaerobic system. And my whole entire life, I've been training my anaerobic system and gaining speed and power, which is good for those events. But for a marathon, my aerobic system has been severely undertrained my entire life. So for me to run 26.2 miles at around 650 per mile to run a sub-3 marathon is gonna be damn near impossible if my aerobic system is not in check. And the way I've been training with all these different speed work, I'm basically running in a somewhat of a moderate anaerobic state, slightly aerobic, but not aerobic enough to the point where I built my aerobic base to be able to carry that speed for 26.2 miles, right? And basically what building your aerobic system is doing is you're treating your heart and lungs to be more efficient and teaching your body how to burn more fat for fuel, so you don't use up all your carbohydrate stores when you're running those long distances, right? And that's why I bonked at the Hartford Marathon, because I have speed and I did training and stuff. I mean, granted, I only ran 25 miles a week leading up to that, but I had the speed to run fast, but my body wasn't trained. I was too reliant on carbohydrates, so by the time mile 20 hit, I was done. So I was running a 750 mile up till mile 20, and then next thing you know, I'm reduced to walking. So I figured, you know what, I better listen to what Flores Gehrman and Phil Maffetone have to say, and it really inspired me. And I had to do a lot of shifts in my training. So for the past 8 weeks, I've been doing low heart rate training. I bought a heart rate strap, and I followed the math formula: 180 minus your age, plus or minus, based on how healthy and how long you've been training for. And so for me, I'm 25, so that's 155, and I added 5 because I've been an athlete pretty much my whole life, and I haven't had an injury for a while. So my Maffetone heart rate is 160. So basically, during my base training period, I am not going to train any higher than that heart rate, right? And so when I started off training this way, I had to start off with an 830 pace. 830 was around my pace for that kind of heart rate. And over these 8 weeks, I've actually been able to run up to 40 to 50 miles a week, which is basically doubling my mileage compared to when I was training for the Hartford Marathon. And I did it with relatively ease. I felt great. No injuries, no aches, no pains. I just felt wonderful. No stress. I actually felt like I relieved stress as opposed to coming back from the workout all tired. All right. And in addition to that, I've done what they call a math test, which is basically to see how well is your aerobic system and how fast can you run within these aerobic heart rates. And I went from an 830, starting at 830, to a 710 within 8 weeks, right? And not only that, what really helped me was dialing in on my diet. So I went from pretty much the standard American diet, where you're consuming all these refined carbohydrates, to a low carb, high fat diet, pretty much a modified ketogenic diet, right? It wasn't a pure ketogenic diet, but it definitely had very few carbs, right? And I obviously wanted to have a little bit more carbs than the standard ketogenic diet because I'm an athlete and I'm very active, so I burn through carbohydrates relatively quickly. So I think for me to be in ketosis, I can have just a little bit more carbohydrate. Right, so having those two changes, basically slowing down my pace and staying within my maffetone heart rate, and changing my diet and not consuming as much carbohydrate, I was able to build my aerobic system massively and train with a lot more volume and consistency, and enjoying the training. I'm enjoying the training a lot more, by the way. All those different things. I was happier, healthier, and fitter, right? And that's what Phil Maffetone calls the running trifecta, right? Who wouldn't want to have all those different things? And what happened is, I just feel like I'm the fittest I've ever been. I ran 57 miles last week, and I did a 17-mile run. Basically, took me about 2 hours. I did that with ease. Trying to do a 17-mile back when I was trying to, train for the Hartford Marathon, I thought that was the worst thing ever. I enjoyed that run. I found a newfound love for running, and building up my aerobic base and training in this way, in a healthier way, in a more consistent way, and basically a better way. I've really appreciated something across Flores Gehrman and Phil Maffetone. It's been a great experience, and I'm going to continue to train this way. And having this really strong aerobic base, when I start to taper and I start to get a little bit more, just slightly more speed work, not too much, just a little bit more speed work, and I guess increasing my carbohydrate intake just a little bit more, because that will help for when you're racing, because you will be in kind of in and out of an anaerobic state during the race, right? That's kind of inevitable when you're racing. But moving into the taper stage, I'm going to be really strong, and honestly, I almost think that I might be able to run at a maffetone aerobic pace, a 6:40 pace, in the Providence Marathon. And if that's the case, I can break sub 3 easy. And it's just been a big game changer for me, man. So I highly encourage you guys to, look that stuff up. Look up Phil Maffetone stuff, Flores Gehrman. I know my guy, Michael Coe, his YouTube is Kofuzi. He's been training that way. And yeah, I highly recommend it for anyone that's either having a plateau, has dealt with injury, has kind of lost passion for running, or just kind of looking to try something new in general. Highly recommend it. So that's, me checking in on you guys. I know it took a while to make a video. It's been about 2 months now, but I'm going to try to make some more videos. I'm going to stop being lazy and share, my newfound knowledge and my experiments with you guys, because, man, I've been learning a lot of things, and I think I got the key. So, all right, take care. Bye.